Hello everybody, this is Ronar, and welcome back to the Chimera Squad Impossible Experience. So, let's get right back into it. We got a team payday of 10 intel, alright, not a whole bunch, but it'll start to build up as the campaign progresses. We also got a recruit to pick. I'm going to be picking Terminal because she's a very solid choice for just about every team. Sharp is okay, he's actually pretty good, but I do find that he lacks in the mobility department, and he kind of lags behind the team as the team moves forward. He kind of has a hard time keeping up. So generally I think overall Terminal is just a better choice. She's solid, she works with every team, and Cherub is solid too, but just has a few more shortcomings than Terminal, and I think just having a healer on the team is always a good thing. I think having a Terminal in every single campaign is probably one of the more valuable things that you can have. Shelter is usable, but I'd say he's actually the worst unit out of every unit in the entire game, just because his early game is so lackluster compared to everyone else. He's definitely not like terribly unusable, unlike in XCOM 2 where there was like a class that just couldn't be used. But there are definitely better choices, and really I would recommend only using Terminal if you just like the idea of having a psionic guy, or if you just like his character or something. Personally, I think Terminal here is the best choice.
So this is City 31.
Hey, Terminal. You're in the pre-invasion industry portion of the city.
I don't like it.
The city?
The name. Were there 30 cities that came before it? And who numbers their home?
Don't you have an address?
I have no idea.
You know what?
I am going to get to the bottom of this.
Really?
No. I'm going to complain about it for a few days and then get used to the idea.
Complain about the idea of having an address and then get used to it. Excellent. Alright, so we're just going to take a look around here. We've got really nothing else to do with our team right now. For now, I can put Terminal into training, or I could put her into covert ops, or I could put her into the assembly to make things go by faster. I'm thinking since the assembly is completing in one turn anyways, we might as well just put her into here. Now there were a few things I said last episode that, now that I've gotten a little bit more experience throughout this week of streaming on my Twitch channel, that I want to rectify. So Illyrium is actually not bad early on. In fact, you want to get Illyrium early on, and then Intel's still really important, but you gotta try to balance between these two. Having Illyrium means you can actually do some of the bigger researches like armor and stuff, so we're going to actually put Terminal into Illyrium right now. Aside from that, I think we're just going to do another mission.
Links Sacred Coil to a variety of City 31's missing persons. All human. Stop these human abductions and recover them from Sacred Coil. Time is of the essence.
Alright, let's do it. So right now we've got two choices here. We can either, or three choices actually. So right now we have the purple missions, which are the storyline missions. The yellow missions are the,
I'm Commissioner Maloof of 31 PD.
the side missions.
To be blunt, I don't give a Chrysalis ass about the
Whoa,
politics.
language, you're gonna get me demonetized.
31 PD was stretched thin before the mayor's death. There are gaps to fill, and that's where you come in. When your agents can handle a situation better than my officers, I'll send the details your way. If the city council has a problem with that, I'll take the heat. They can't afford to fire me. I look forward to working with you.
Commissioner Maloof. Not even going to say hello?
Blue blood, is it now? Couldn't hack into 31 PD, so you had to fail upward?
You know how it is, Halia. I always pick the easy path.
The department is happy to see one of its own back in town.
Good to be back. We'll do right by you, Commissioner.
Of that, I have no doubt.
Alright, so we've got two missions over here. This one gives us a basic scope. I think the basic weapon mods are just generally not very good for the amount of effort you put in, so I could get a better reward, in this case 35 Illyrium, which is actually worth a lot more than just a basic weapon mod. So I'm probably going to go for this one. Now it's deciding between this one and this one. Now this is the storyline mission that'll progress the campaign. It's going to take five turns, or five missions. Each day is basically us doing a mission or doing an event. So 5 events basically before this unlocks. Now if we do this one, it will actually subtract that 5 days by 2, but we technically don't want to do this early on because we want to give our people more time to train up, more chances to get more intel, and while that does raise City Anarchy, you should think of City Anarchy not as a lose condition as you did in XCOM 2, but more as a resource meter. So later on you'll have resources such as covert ops and your field team abilities down here to reduce City Anarchy, but it's a matter of figuring out how how to manage this in a way that you get the most amount of missions out there while spending the least amount of resources to control it. So you want to try and keep it low still so you don't have to invest too many covert actions into dealing with it, but you still want to be able to drag out the campaign as long as possible. So generally, I think this is more of a negative. So I think the right answer right now is to go for this mission over here. And why do I hear chrysalid noises?
Reclamation training spent a lot of time on hostage
One encounter, a
situations,
keypad door, and
you
the
know how it
difficulty
goes.
is just standard
Focus
difficult.
on any hostile
Let's
who
go send in the
threatens
squad.
your VIP, and get
I think
them
I'm
to
pretty happy with the
safety as
team.
soon as you can.
Now, another thing I learned was that putting the key card on Patchwork makes no sense because her gremlin actually has the ability to open doors. It's got the hack door ability. So if anyone, the key card should be going on Axiom over here. That way we have two options to open the doors depending on how we feel like doing it. But I think this is fine for now. Another thing we should be doing is, since we don't have Terminal on the squad, we should definitely buy a lot more healing. Let's go do that right now. Healing. Generally, I find that you want to have like 3 or more medkits if you don't have Terminal on the team, and another thing you want to do is make sure that you have the Meta Breach item, but we don't have that right now, so we'll get that later. Another thing that we have available now is using Vigilance here. Right now, since we have unlocked one field team, we get the ability to use Vigilance. Vigilance will reduce Unrest, which is this bar over here, but right now we have 0 Unrest all around. This is just showing us how much it will increase by after this this next day passes by. So for now, we don't actually have to use this. Once we unlock 4 field teams, we'll have Quarantine, which will freeze the District Unrest, and then eventually we will get a field team at level 3, and that'll give us extra situation rewards. Situation rewards are the blue events. I don't believe we've seen those yet, or maybe we saw one last episode. I don't remember, actually. It's been a week. And the last one over here is City Anarchy. We get to reduce City Anarchy based on how many task forces we have at level 1, 2, and 3. So if we have the entire map guarded by a city task force of level 1, we'll be able to reduce City Anarchy by 1. If we have the entire map guarded by a task force of level 2, any level 2 is fine, any level 1 is fine, it's as long as it's level 1, 2, and 3. But if the entire map is guarded by level 2s, you can reduce City Anarchy by 2, and if the entire city is guarded by level 3, then you can reduce City Anarchy by 3. But that's enough talking though, let's get ready for the mission. For healing, I'm gonna put healing on probably Blue Blood is what I'm thinking. Use some healing on Blue Blood. And that's that. I like to put healing on the people that move further back in the list, and the reason why is because the enemies will take actions earlier, then they'll injure you, and then you can use your healing. If you put your healing on the people that move first or second, then what ends up happening is you don't take any injuries, and then later on when it's like the 3rd and 4th guy's turn, then people have taken injuries and you don't get a chance to heal. You have to wait till next round. It's not too big of a deal, but overall I think optimizing those little turns might make a difference in the long run. So let's get out there.
Coming up on Friendly VIP.
Alright, time for the breach phase. Let's do it. Enemies deal +1 damage during the breach. Not much we can do about that. We are just going to do it. And try to eliminate as many enemies as possible before they get a chance to attack us.
Entering.
Let's get the squad in there. And we got 1 aggressive. Let's try to take out that 1 aggressive as quickly as we can. Nice, killed him instantly on the 64%. We'll shoot the commando once, and that will give us a chance to possibly capture him. That's 1 capture available. I guess the rest of the shots will go on the turret, just because we don't like those mechanical enemies. Take another shot on the turret, see if we can get rid of it. Nice. Alright, just gotta rescue that VIP and we should be good.
VIP. Get that hostage to safety.
Now, generally when you have a VIP rescue mission, it means you're also going to need to evac, and that means there's going to be reinforcements. Reinforcements in this game are particularly nasty, so we gotta really make sure that we're ready to deal with them. Now, Commando is moving as a second one, so what we're going to do is immediately disable him and get that capture. This is a 1-round mission, you can tell because it doesn't say encounter 1 of 2 or encounter 1 of 3 up here. So we should actually use our team up right now. I'm thinking since there's no mechanical enemies on the map, we don't really need Patchwork to move second, so I think we'll push Axiom up. Axiom or Blue Blood, both are fine. I'm thinking Blue Blood so we can let less enemies move. Let's push Blue Blood up with that teamwork. There we go. Alright, and with that, Blue Blood can also take out this guy nice and easily. Start by knocking out the commando, just like so. Done.
Arrested the target.
One arrest made. Let's go try to capture this guy. I'm actually going to take a Deadeye because I don't think we can actually get rid of him without using Deadeye at least once. And even though it does lower our accuracy, it's better than just taking 2 of these shots and not being able to get rid of him. So let's start with the Deadeye. We rolled minimum damage, not the best. But Patchwork should be able to knock this guy out, and then for the final round, Axiom can try to beat up that guy or something. I think that should be fun. We'll take a regular shot, try to get that capture going. Nice. Alright, good job, the Blue Blood. Let's go do that capture, just like so. Patchwork will also be closest to the VIP, so Patchwork can probably rescue the VIP also.
Another target.
If we get 3 more captures, we're guaranteed to get 20 intel, so we should definitely consider doing that. Unfortunately, I have no other options to get rid of this guy. Somebody will take some damage, but that's fine. HP is a resource in this game. There's no wound times after the missions. As long as you're not gravely wounded, there's a very low chance that you'll actually get a scar. We can shoot that and just get some damage off on him. Let's do that. A little bit of damage, not a whole bunch, but it's guaranteed.
Closing on target.
Cooper takes a shot and misses completely. You'll find that the enemies tend to miss you a lot in this game compared to in XCOM 2, and actually, that's just bias. It's actually all the same accuracy levels. It's just that early game, the enemies have very, very low accuracy, so they have around 65 accuracy, which is like how your rookies were in XCOM 2 at the very beginning. So if you think about it, if you think about the amount of times your rookies miss flank shots, that's about how much the enemies will also miss their flank shots.
Headed this way.
The other big thing is that enemies do not get range bonus. If you've ever actually mind-controlled an enemy with Verge, you would notice that by running up point blank to an enemy unit, you don't actually get range bonuses with the enemy troopers and stuff. And this holds true for all the aliens and everything, which is kind of interesting. I'm gonna knock out this trooper. There we go, another one down. Reinforcements are imminent, but we should be able to all get out of here in time. I think we can just run everyone out, no problems at all. Let's do that. Now, unlike in XCOM 2 where it's tempting to get all your units on the evac zone before evacing, you don't want to do that here. You want to start evacing people as quickly as possible, and for a couple of reasons. The main reason is because of the interlead turns, you can't actually get everyone up there. They'll have to get shot at a few times before you can actually get everyone out, which is definitely not a good thing. The other thing is that if you remove people, I think the people in the turn order will get pushed up a bit, and if they get pushed up a bit, they'll take their actions a little bit earlier than the reinforcements. Alright, unfortunately, Patchwork is going to be taking his actions much later on. We might want to have, well, not Patchwork, Claymore. We might want to have Patchwork zap the number 2 enemy for a little bit more damage, I think. We'll probably have to do a little bit of combat here, so let's go do that. Blue Blood also needs to make a dash. We have 2 options. We could either make a full dash down here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Or I can move up here and use Preparation, which will allow me to take my turn a little bit sooner rather than waiting until the enemies take the next round. If I do that, and I Preparation from here, we'll be able to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we would be able to make it out next round. So the right play here is actually move Blue Blood down here and use the Preparation ability. That'll also give him more defenses as well as allow him to take his action quicker next round. Gonna take a little bit of damage on Claymore. If he does go down, that's fine. We don't even have to stop for him. We just need to get everyone out of here. Now, unfortunately, he's a little bit low. We've got... how many enemies? 1, 2... Okay, so we should definitely take care of that enemy up there. I'm gonna start with a reprogram, and then I'm going to make this thing self-destruct, I think. Patchwork won't take any moves in getting out, but we'll at least be able to control the remaining enemies for a bit, and there's no reinforcements until at least next round, so we could probably get away with this. Let's start with a reprogram on that guy. If we fail to get the reprogram, we'll actually just use Chaining Jolt to kill it.
Overloading target.
No, not precision.
Hack resisted, alright. So unfortunately we missed our first hack. We can either kill this thing and prevent it from taking an action this round, which I think is the right choice because Claymore is about to die, so let's do that.
Frying circuits.
Patchwork is just gonna go jolt this thing down. and this is why Patchwork is so good. She has a very good chance of controlling 2 mechanical enemies at once in a round, and even if you fail that one, you can still get rid of the one that you failed to hack on.
Moving. Check your file.
Now, before we leave, we're just going to make sure to give you a ceasefire grenade on top. Well, this mech's gonna self-destruct next round, I guess. If anything, I'd just be ceasefiring myself and losing all my own ammunition. Probably best if you just leave, probably. Yeah, let's just have you leave. Alright, Blue Blood can make it out. Now, if Patchwork bleeds out, it does not actually count as a loss. How the missions work is it immediately ends when you no longer have a unit available to take actions. And if you have a person bleed out as the final person up here, like if Patchwork bleeds out, then that counts as a mission success with Patchwork gravely wounded. Now, of course, if you lose a mission, then you lose the entire campaign. Your campaign is deleted on hardcore. So that would be less preferable. It'd be more preferable to let Patchwork bleed out rather than just have these two guys kind of stay around here until one of them bleeds out and then like we run out of time to actually rescue them. So let's do that right away.
Thin the herd.
A little bit of damage on Patchwork. Hopefully she'll be okay next round. I don't know how much damage self-destruct does, so let's see. Only 3, that's not too bad. You may even get out of this without a wound if, let's see. I think she can make the dash on next round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm pretty sure she can, as long as she doesn't get shot again. I'm gonna hit the preparation so Patchwork can take an action a little bit sooner than the other guy over there. More enemies running in, but we should be fine though. Alright, Patchwork, get out of here before things get too sticky. And there we go. We are all out. Nice job to the squad. Alright, it only counted as a regular wound, not a grave wound, so there's basically a very, very low chance of getting the scar. We only got 3 captures though, so we only have a 60% chance of gaining 20 intel, but let's see if we got it. It would be nice if we got it, but it's no big deal if we don't get it. And welcome back to the X-SWAT. Okay, so we did get the 20 intel, that's really nice, and we also got 35 Valyrium. Wonderful.
Reports confirm significant unrest in City 31. Without the city's trust, Reclamation cannot investigate effectively.
Anything we can do about that?
Results can earn back the public trust. We're here to keep the city safe, so there's no better way than doing just that.
Alright, oh, she did get a scar, that's unfortunate. It's pretty rare for you to get a scar when you get a regular wound, but that's unfortunate. Not much we can do about that. I'm going to probably put Patchwork in here and fix that. Yeah, Hobbled is a really bad one. We definitely want to fix that up as quickly as we can. The other thing is that we have promotions, so let's go check them out.
I'm sure you already know your way around the armory. Each of you has a locker here. But it's also where we announce field promotions, which I'm doing now.
What an honor.
Congratulations. I realize now there should have been a cake.
Alright, so first perk here is Concussive Charge. Claymore detonates a powerful charge, rupturing all enemies near the breach point. Usable on wall breach points, 1 use per mission. So this is pretty good. Just being able to rupture enemies means you'll be able to kill them extra quick. Claymore is definitely one of the best units in the entire game after playing through on stream, and if you guys don't know, check out twitch.tv/Ronar1. That's where we mostly do our content and stuff. That's where I'm playing Chimera Squad right now, and if you guys want to get more Chimera Squad content rather than just waiting 1 week per episode, that's where you would go. Alright, but this is really good, and later on, Claymore's perks just get even better. He's a very, very good unit. If you guys are struggling throughout the game, highly recommend him. He's good at just single target killing. He's also good at area of effect damage. He just overall does a bunch of damage. Probably one of the highest damage dealers in the game, if not the highest, just because of his later on abilities and his ability to rupture enemies. Next up, we got Blue Blood over here. It's his Lancer Shot. This isn't like particularly super amazing, but it's nice to have. It's particularly good early on when you just need that extra bit of damage to kill the aggressive enemies, but it kind of falls off later on as his accuracy grows, and eventually you'll put on like a scope on his gun, and you kind of don't realize that there's 2 separate guns. Patchwork over here gets combat scanners. The gremlin scans the room, applying hollow targeting to all enemies, increases the squad's aim by plus 15 against marked enemies, 1 use per mission. I'd say this one is fairly good. You're allowed to use this and then shoot. Overall, it allows you to kill the aggressive enemies a little bit more effectively, and I really like that. So I'd say that's a fairly okay perk. I mean, it's better than no perk, right? Burst through the door, breach point with a chance to panic nearby enemies. Panic chance increases with rage. This is actually very, very good. If you max out your rage in the room before, you have a very high chance of just panicking at least one enemy in the room, and just being able to disable one enemy as you walk in is super duper good. After playing a lot with Axiom, he's a very, very good tank. He takes damage really well once you get his other abilities. Of course, early on he's just like anyone else, so don't just run him in early on. But later on, though, he's really, really good at just sitting in the middle of the enemy team and just taking no damage. It's actually very phenomenal. Alright, but that is going to be where we end today's episode. I guess technically next episode I'll have to redo all the promotions. I completely forgot that the game saves after... Actually, hold on, let me check something really quick. If I do this, well, the game saves. Sometimes if you exit into, like, the menu like this, the game, like, saves itself. I'm not actually sure if that worked or not. But, we'll see. We'll see if we have to redo all the, promotions and stuff. It'll be really quick. But, yeah, we'll save the rest for tomorrow just in case the game doesn't actually save. I know the game saves right before, or right after the mission, but I don't know if it saves, like, if I enter the menu like it did in previous XCOM games. But thanks for watching, you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. Till next time, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. It really helps out. And if you guys want more Chimera Squad content, definitely check us out on twitch.tv/Ronar1. The link will be in the description. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.